That's the test. What?
Did we have like a cumulative final?
We're going to talk about that today.
Okay.
That's the last week of. Y'all are the only class. Did I cover the last week of class?
You said we're doing that today.
Class, I didn't do that. Okay. All right. I thought I covered it with y'all the other day, but I might not have. So I would put 25 milligrams over 6 hours. All right, now this says, following this dosage, how many 13.4 milligram chewable tablets would be taken in a week? So we got to multiply 24 hours in what? 1 day? And then how many days are in a week? I'm assuming 7?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'd be 7 days in a week. Now let's see what happens when we take out the milligrams, we take out the hours, we take out the days. And I don't know if that's what we're supposed to have. We don't have any units up top. So, well, 13 milligrams is one what? Tablet. So it looks like we've got tablets per what? Week. Now, mathematically, that's the way I see it. So somebody take your calculator and do 25 times 24 times 7 for me.
4,200.
4,200. And divide that by, what is 6 times 13.4?
80.4.
80.4, and divide those two for me.
52.24.
That's too much. That's 52.24. That's tablets a week, which divide by, no. That's a lot. I think I've done something wrong.
I think my answer, like, I eventually got it right, but it was a big number too. Like, it didn't make sense.
Oh, it didn't? Well, let's see. It says round to the nearest whole number, so that'd be 52.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Be like baby aspirins or something. All right, a 100-pound person could take blank milliliters in a week. Okay, well, they've got, okay, this is B. I'm sorry, I didn't read B. Let me read B and see what it says. This antihistamine also comes in a liquid form with a concentration of 13.4, so you would put 13.4 here and 8 milliliters here. So I'm just going to go over here. Let me move this out of the way, if it'll let me move it. Ooh, I can make it smaller too. Okay, I'm going to make that smaller. Move that over. Now let's do the B. We'll do it in blue. And see, if I had a poster, I could flip one poster off and put it on the floor and have another poster behind it, but I'm sorry, I don't have that. 13.4 milligrams over 8 milliliters. Okay, so that takes care of this. Following the prescribed dosage, how much liquid antihistamine should a 100-pound person take a week? Well, now we got to go back to this. So I'm going to just follow milligrams on the bottom and hours on the top. So that's 25 every what? 6 hours? And then how many hours There's 24 hours in one day. And then, how many days are in a week? 7 days in 1 week. So let's see what happens when we cancel. The days cancel. The hours cancel. The milligrams cancel. I think I've got it backwards. I think it needs to be turned upside down. I think it needs to be 8 milliliters on top. But let's see what you get. Somebody take 13.4 times 6. What do you get?
80.4.
80.4. And then divide by 8 times 25 times 24 times 7. I think it's going to be, I think we're going to flip it, which we can do that in just a second.
It's like 0.00239.
Okay, do this. Flip it.
Okay.
Take the 8 times 25 times 24 times 7 and divide it by 13.4 times 6. Tell me what you get.
417.91.
417.91, which would be 418 milliliters per week. That seems like the answer. Okay? The reason is this needs to be flipped. Because when you get, look what I got. I got week per milliliter. That don't make no sense. Y'all see what I'm saying? So they should have turned this over and said 8 milliliters per what? 13.4 milligrams. There we go. And then 25 milligrams over 6 hours. And then 24 hours over 1 day. And then 7 days over what? 1 week. And then you would get milliliters per what? Week. Somebody give me that numerator and that denominator, please. So this is going with what they said. This needs to be flipped.
The top is going to be 33,600.
Okay, hold on. 13.4 milligrams. Okay, what was the top?
33,600.
And then the bottom?
80.4.
And then you do that, you get 418. I think that's a more reasonable answer. I have no idea, but let's put in 418 and see what happens. They shouldn't have put the milligrams on top because it gives you a funkified answer. Gives you week per milliliter, and that don't work. So what do we get? 418. Yep. So that's incorrect. Remember, if you do a unit conversion and you get week per milliliter, something's wrong. And I knew that when I saw that week per milliliter. That's why I didn't even finish. I knew something was wrong. And they gave us a bogus conversion right here to start with. Now, I don't know if that's a typo or if they wanted you to catch it. I don't know. But it should. What? In this book, in 130, yes, they do. The two worst books that we have is this book and 130. So don't feel bad if you had a question on this one because it's not a good question. Okay? The reason it's not a good question is because of this right here. It should have been this. Okay. Y'all feel good now about that? Let's do another one because Miss Riddle sent one too. Yeah, but she likes to send things twice. She like hits the button like 5 times. Oh, I'm sorry. She might hear us. 2B or not 2B. Is it the same one to Miss Riddle? No, she sent 2 different ones.
Different ones.
Now let's do the first one. The first one is decide whether the statement makes sense or is clearly true or does not make sense.
These questions are really hard.
Explain, I thought I took these off. I went through the homework and took off some. I thought I took these off. Damn Russians. Be sure to consider whether the units are appropriate to the statement as well, or whether the state makes sense. For example, a statement that says 15 feet tall uses units appropriately, but does not make sense because no one is that tall. I thought I took these off. I know a professional bicyclist who weighs 270 kilograms. Well, 270 kilograms, if he's a professional bicyclist, something's wrong. Why? How many overweight professional bicyclists have you seen? Are muscular to 270 kilograms? Okay, nobody's going to talk to me. Okay. This statement does not make sense because 270 kilograms is equal to 590. Well, how in the world are you supposed to? Well, they're supposed to. If they want this right here, they got to give you a conversion factor. You can't just think of.
Did you see her answer?
What?
595.3. It's all
well,
like
that's
one.
That's not a big deal. Miss Riddle, you would have gotten this one right on the test. I would have given you that. But they had to give you a conversion. How did you get 595.3 without a conversion?
I had to look it up because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's not a fair question. And look, oh my gosh, look, they don't even give you, help me solve this. This is such a crappy book. What's the conversion factor? Well, you go to Google, since your book sucks, and you say 1 pound equals kilograms. There it is. Is that what you did, Miss Riddle?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so write this down. 1 pound equals this. So there's two things wrong with this question. Somebody tell me what's wrong with this question. What do you think I'm going to say is wrong with this question? It doesn't give you a conversion factor. And what else? It doesn't tell you how to do it. And it doesn't give you a conversion factor, but it expects for you to what? Convert it. Now, I can understand if it says, does this make sense? You say yes or no. I can understand that question. But when it asks you to convert, and it doesn't even give you a conversion factor, that sucks. Because nobody is going to memorize a conversion factor. There's a whole chart of them. All right, so I'm going to copy this if I can. I don't know if it'll let me. So I'm going to write down 270 kilograms over 1. Y'all with me?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. 270 kilograms over 1. And then kilograms will go on bottom, and 1 pound will go here. And what was that number? Point what?
0.453592.
0.453592.
Yes, sir.
All right, divide 270 by 0.453592. Tell me what you get. Take it out to 3 or 4 decimal places for me.
595.248.
0.248.
Yeah.
594.3 is your answer. Their answer is wrong, and plus their question is stupid. So, Miss Riddle, you can either go back and do that one again, or I'll give you credit after class.
I'm pretty sure I went through and did it again and I got it right, I think.
Okay. You don't need to apologize for sending that one because that's not a fair question. To B, at least y'all are sending questions that are questionable. At least y'all aren't sending questions that, Evaluate the following expression. Well, what is 9 plus 2? 10 to the 11th. What is 6 minus 2? 6 minus 2. 6 plus a negative 2. That's 6 minus 2.
That's 4.
So that'd be 10, shift up, 4. What is 9 minus 3?
6.
10 to the 6th. Now be careful on this last one because it's going to trip you up. What is 8 minus a negative 4? 8 plus 4, which is what?
12.
Which ones the students miss? They miss B and D because of the negative. Use parentheses. Parentheses, 8, close parentheses, minus parentheses, negative 4, parentheses. What happens to the negative and the negative 4? It turns into a positive. Same thing with here. 6 plus a negative 2 plus a negative turns into a negative. 6 minus 2 is 4. That's a good test question. So out of the 3 that y'all sent, you got 1 good test question and 2 unfair questions. Capiche?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, let's go over last week of class. I thought I went over this. Y'all sure I didn't go over this with y'all?
No, you told us you were going to go over it today.
Okay. Because I just went over it with all my other classes and I thought I did it with y'all. All right. Last day of class, as we talked about before, and on your is Tuesday,
23rd.
April 23rd. That's on a Tuesday. Y'all come on Monday and Wednesday. So y'all's last day of class, last day of class for Math 103 is Monday, what?
The 22nd.
April 22nd. Why do I have to tell students that? Because students will show up on Wednesday. They'll be, if you come in here to the Anderson campus and the Easley campus, you go to the Easley campus, or they'll come in, somebody will show up Wednesday. We don't have any class. Somebody will show up. Deadheads. All right, what happens on the last day of class? Well, last day of class, your homework terminates. What does terminate mean?
Goes away.
Can't do it anymore. You can review it through your grade book, but you can't touch it. You can't work any more problems. Also, I'll probably start your last test. Your last test, I think, is already started. But some of my classes, my last test starts, but you don't have to worry about that. Because I think I have started y'all's last test. Somebody tell me. I think I have.
I don't know, because you told us to work on homework, but not to do 3A yet. So I don't know if
Okay.
it's opened or not.
Because I went through and revised it. But I think I've already started your test. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I went through and revised your homework. That's why y'all sent those questions, because I took them off. I think I took them off, but I don't know. I could not have. I don't know. Last test, and the final exam starts on the last day of class. Final exam is usually 25 or 33 questions. I don't know what I put on them. I can't, but that's 2 numbers that I like to deal with. You have 2 attempts. And what do I do with y'all's attempts? Do I average them or do I take the highest?
The
Take
highest.
the highest.
Take the highest. That's what I've been doing all semester. So please don't go stupid on me now. Okay? And you have 1 week to take the test, which is the 30th. I'm going to put terminates on 4/30/19. And let's see, what else? 2 attempts. 2 hours. Okay? So, on the last day of class, April 23rd, your homework terminates. the last test, which I think y'all's, we'll check it in a second. I think it's already started, and it will end on 4:30 also, I believe. Check it. What's the due date on that?
4:30.
And that's what I usually do with all my classes. I usually let the last test end on the day of final, which that way you have 2 tests you can work on that whole last week instead of coming in taking a test in class. We can still do that if y'all want to, but most people don't like that. While you are working on finals, I will be tweaking. I don't want to put tweaking. I will be tweaking the grade book to make sure, and homework, grade book / homework. What will I be doing? I'll be making sure that when you hit grade book and you hit last grade, that is an accurate grade. I'm going to take off any homework that we haven't covered. I'm going to take off I'm going to check all the weights to make sure your homework is weighted at 20% and all your test is weighted at the certain percentage to equal 80%. And that's what I'll be doing. So that's the last week of class. Also, I always do something with all my classes. And when you go to My Labs Plus and you look on homework and tests, you may see something that looks odd. Do you send me an email and say, Hubert, I'm confused, or do you roll with it? You roll with it. So, Miss Porter, have you seen anything that looks odd on any of the homework and tests?
No.
You don't see anything? I hadn't done it yet. So let's look at the homework and test and see if I've done it already. Huh? Any questions on the last week of class?
No.
All right, let me look at the homework and test in y'all's class. I can't hear you. What?
Turn like piano.
Probably because the room above us, I think, is the music room. Music appreciation. All right, let's go back to. Oh, I gotta show y'all something. I want to show y'all something. Dang old 15 minutes of fame. Where is it? Where is it?
Yes, 4:30 for both. Okay.
Well, y'all the only class I've shown this to. I'm about ready to just quit. Dang old gonna put me in dang old paper. Remember me telling you they're gonna take my picture? Dang old. Okay, so I'll sign autographs after class.
That's okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate the support, Miss Riddle. I don't even know what I'm doing now. Oh yeah, I'm going to look at y'all's assignments. Okay, let's look at all the assignments. Let's look at, well, let's go to main menu. Yeah, I have. What's odd about all the tests? Not all the tests, but 3 of them that you've already taken.
Are they open again?
Yeah. Well, let's look at the homework.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, let's look at the homework. What about the homework?
That was all open too.
Why would I do that?
Just in case we're slackers.
Or if you need to go back and increase your grade. Let's say that you take the, say that you have got like a 89.6 going into the final and the last test, and you want to make sure you got a good solid A, but you made a 75 on the first test. Then you can go back and what? Retake it. Now, when do you think that's going to quit? It's going to quit on the last day of class. So make sure you take advantage of all the homework and the first what? First 3 tests. I know, I'm merciful, I know. I'm a good teacher. You're welcome.
You know what, Hubert? I might actually take that autograph now.
What'd she say?
She might actually take that autograph now.
I tell you what, I feel good about myself. I don't need smokestacks. All right. Oh, I saw this truck the other day, and it had not only smokestacks, but it had rusty smokestacks. You know, if you're going to get smokestacks, if you're going to look like an idiot, at least get the chrome ones. Don't get the ones that rust. Nobody catches the humor. I guess I'm just by myself. Okay. Appreciate y'all's interaction. Let's go to the test. I really enjoy not talking to y'all.
Oh, he said he just had to go tweak it to take out some of the questions.
All right, last test. Start test.
Good now.
Rewrite the following statement using the number in scientific notation.
Hey,
So
Hubert,
that's going to be what?
is there supposed to be something on our screen for us to look at?
I pulled the test up.
We don't see it. It says, feel free to start presenting.
Hide stage.
Miss Anya Sador had something to do with it. Miss Anya Sador, aren't you from Nigeria?
Yes.
Yeah, see? They're all over. It's all over. Try it now. Is it coming up?
Yeah, it's up now.
Okay. All right, take a look at that question. Hopefully you should be able to do it. It'd be 8.0. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See if that won't be 8.0 or 8 times, use the shift 8, 10 to the shift up, 8. Somebody check me because those zeros run together from my point of view. Somebody check me.
I think it is 8, yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's pretty self-explanatory. Bonus question. Solve the percentage. Round to the nearest percent, 10th of a percent. 541.25 is what percent of 50.42? So that's a sentence question. 541.25 is what percent? I'm going to rewrite it. 541.25 is what percent of 50.42? So here is my of. Posters would be so much easier. There's my percent. And what is my is? Is of percent over 100. 541.25 over 50.42 is equal to X over 100. 54.125 is equal to 50.42X. So somebody take that big number and divide by 50.42. What do you get? Give me 3 decimal points. 541.25 divided by 50.42.
1,073.
1,073.
0.4827.
4827. So that's going to be 1,073.48%. So which one is it? Should be B. Is of percent over 100. Next. When is the week of finals? 24th through the 30th. No way, no how. See, it's not supposed to bunch them up like that. That irritates me. All right, here's your test question. Do it. What is 20 or 30 minus 20? I'm asking y'all. 10, Hubert. Thank you, class. What is 0 plus 1? What is 4 plus a negative 1, which is 4 minus 1?
3.
And this, wait a minute, is that a plus? Wait a minute, these are pluses. I'm sorry. I messed that up. Okay, those are pluses, so we're going to have to do all 3 of these. We'll have to do them longhand. Sorry about that. So 10 to the 0 plus 2, okay, that'd be 10 to the first. 10 to the fourth. How do they want us to do those? Wait a minute. Ten to the 0 plus 10 to the first is 10 to the first. And then we haven't done one like these. Ten to the fourth. When you put in 10 to the fourth in your calculator, that'd be what? 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. We'll just do it longhand.
10,000.
Yeah. 10 to the 0. What's anything to the 0 power? 1. Okay? So that's going to be 1 plus 10. What's 1 plus 10? Should be 11.
11.
So that will be 11. I don't know where these questions come from. These 2 questions, these 3 right here, I didn't see those in the homework. That'd be 11. And 10 to the fourth, 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. 1,000 times 10 is what? 10,000. Good gracious. Plus 10 to the negative 1. 10 to the negative 1 is 0.10. These are not good questions. That's going to be a decimal. I think these are supposed to be multiplication symbols, and this is supposed to be a division symbol because we haven't covered. Take your calculator and take 10 to the fourth and add 10 to the negative 1 with your calculator. And somebody check B to make sure I did the math right on it. This is ridiculous.
I got 10,000.1.
Yeah. 10,000.1. And somebody take 10 to the fourth minus 10. 10 to the fourth would be 9,990. Somebody check me.
Yeah.
Those are just calculator questions. I'm not going to even address those.
So is there a way that you can check those to see if they're right or if those are supposed to be multiplication or division?
Well, you would have to, yeah, you could do it like this. I mean, you could go back and do it by hand. 10 to the 0 is always 1. Anything to the 0 power Star to the 0 power is 1. N to the 0 power is 1. Anything to the 0 power is 1. So this is 1 plus 10. 1 plus 10 is 11. 10 to the 4th is 10,000. Count 4 zeros. Just add 4 zeros. 10 to the negative 1 is 1 over 10. Okay, because you flip it to make the exponent positive. So what's 1/10? 1/10 is 0.10. So 10,000 plus 0.1 is 10,000.1. So that's how you get that. And then 10 to the 4th is 10,000. I'll do this one right here. 10,000 minus 10, because 10 to the 1 is 10. So what's 10,000 minus 10? 9,900 and what? 90.
Okay.
This gets me scientific notation. We do multiplication and division, multiplication, division, multiplication, division, and what they do, they test you on addition and subtraction. I hate this book. I didn't even see those when I made the test out. I didn't even see those pluses. Sorry about that. And April 23rd. And that one's that way toward the end of the unit. An appliance store has a monthly sale of $58,600 sales and spent 20% of it on freight cost. 20% of 58,600 is what number? Write that down. You make this into a sentence question. %20 of 58,600 is what number? Let's get our handy dandy highlighter. And what is 20%? That's percent of, and then the last one is what? Is. Now we're going to take our handy dandy is of percent over 100. Plug and chug. 20 over 100 is X of 58,600. Hold off on your calculator, because really you don't need one. 20 times 58,600, hold on a minute, is equal to 100 times what? X. Well, I can divide by 100, can I not? Yes or no? What does that 100 do to that 58,600?
Take off the zeros.
Take off those 2 zeros. And I'm sorry, but I think y'all can multiply 2 times 586 in your head and add a 0. What is that? 1172? Somebody check 1172 and add a 0. Somebody check me. What's 20 times 586?
Yeah, that's right.
Of course it is. All right. So, 11, which one is it? A, B, C, or D? It's like
A.
D.
Wait,
Oh.
no, D. Sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll answer the question, Ms. Riddle. That's all right. You just hold tight. All right. Next. A 0 has been placed. That's some of those stupid questions that are asked. Overall grade. That's what you hit to find your grade, because that's what I'm going to hit. Whatever it spits out, that's what I'm going to put on Tri-County Tech's website. I'm going to put, so don't ask me what's your grade. He awards me extra points with these type questions and drops the 2 lowest grade on each unit.
Okay, with that one, is it each individual unit? So is that just homework grades?
No, unit test. Like the unit, I'll let you have 3 tries on each unit test and I drop the 2 lowest grades.
Oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
like, what?
A store manager paid $134 for an item and set the selling price at $154.10. What was the percent markup? New minus old over old. New minus old over old. Yeah. So what's the new? 154.10, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you for the interaction. What's the old? The only other number, Hubert. That's right, class. Thank you. All right, somebody do that math and tell me what you get. Just give me an A, B, C, or a D.
C.
I'm sorry?
C. 15%.
15? Everybody get 15?
Can I get a picture of that before you turn it?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Next. Do the following operations. This is the type question you should have. Well, they still got a plus in them. They still got a plus right there. Yeah, we did one like this. This is not as bad as that other one. All right, so let's do A. What is 2 times 3? 6, Hubert. That's right, class. And what's 5 plus 2? 7, Hubert. That's right, class. What is 6 divided by 2? 3, Hubert.
3.
Thank you. And what is 9 minus 4?
5.
Thank you. Okay, now we got to do this one, which means 4 times, and you do not need a calculator. Please don't reach for a calculator on this one. All right. What is 4 times 5 to the 10 to the 5th? Well, that means you're going to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 400,000, right? Plus 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what's 400,000 plus 90,000? And they want it written, I guess, in scientific notation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4.9 times 10 to the 5th. Is it time for class to be over?
Yep.
Okay. Well, that'll be our last one, and y'all can. I'll just right quick. Yeah, y'all have to go. So I was going to show you some more. Do y'all want to see the other ones, or just look through them? Yeah.
I have
I'll let you look at them.
Well, I have,
Percentage. How do you write 43%? 0.43. There's another one. Times. That's like the homework question. The homework question we went over at the beginning of class. Regular price of an item is $52. For special year end marked down, this is a Walmart equation. How much will a person pay for 3.5 pounds of bananas at a price of $1.48 per pound? Multiply both of them. And another scientific notation question. Write each as a scientific notation. Write as a percentage of a decimal. So that's going to be 1, 2. So that's going to be 0.6474. Move the decimal. And that's it. So you can go back and look at the video to get those last few ones if you want to, okay?
Okay.
Question. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you this. We're done. I'm gonna be here Friday in case y'all have questions to send in, but pretty much we're done.
Okay.
So if y'all want to meet Friday, we'll meet Friday, and if nobody shows up, I understand. I'll give y'all a present, and I'll give y'all a present for Monday if y'all don't show up Monday, but we're done.
So we don't have to come on Friday?
You don't have to come Friday unless you have questions.
Okay.
And if you have questions, I'm going to go over them and I'll put it on video. But I'm not going to go over anything new. I'm just going to go over questions.
Okay.
So that's up to y'all if y'all want to show up.
Okay, if I have questions, I may have to Skype in from Gatlinburg. Is that okay?
That's fine. I'll be happy to do that. Just let me know. Just text me and I'll invite you in.
All right. Thanks, Hubert.
It's like everything is terminating on 23rd. Are we free to go back to the assignments we missed?
Yes, it's open. You can go back.
Okay, thank you.
And you can send me those questions if you want to. Send me anything you want. That's what we'll do Friday and Monday.
Yeah, I appreciate
that. But as far
that.
as me doing new stuff, I'm done. All I'm going to do is answer questions.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good week or a good day, and I'll see y'all Friday.
You too.